This is so fucking exciting. What is gonna come out of this system? Is it gonna work? Because I spent so much time on this shit.
In this video I use GANs to make my computer generate a new banner for my new YouTube channel.
This is my new channel, and I have a good idea. It's a crazy idea again. Well, you know, when you make a new channel, you need a banner. A not crazy way to start a new channel is to create a banner using Photoshop. But what if you want to create 1,000 channels? So we need to automate that shit. I don't know how to do that. Oh, 50% of it is the idea, and I already have the idea, but the other half is the implementation. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? How the fuck am I supposed to?
So this is basically how GANs work. There are two brains. One of them is named George. Another one is named Dave. The G and the D, if you will. George's job is that he wakes up, goes to a restaurant, and has a bunch of noise as breakfast. And right when no one's looking, he squats down, shits a picture, brings it to Dave, and says, "Eat it." And Dave, he actually does eat it. Then Dave squats down and shits out a 0. Cause you see, his stomach is not used to fake shit. He only eats real pictures and shits out 1s. But anyway, he takes that 0, goes to George and says, "Eat it." And you see, George doesn't like 0s. Not because they smell shitty and taste shitty, just because they're 0s. But then something occurs to George. He finds out it was all his own fault. He should have shitted out a much real looking picture, not a fake one. So he decides to try again. G shits a picture out, puts it in D's mouth. D shits a 0 out, puts it in G's mouth, and this thing goes on and on until someday G shits a real looking picture out, puts it in D's mouth, and D's like, "What the fuck?" Shits a 1 out, puts it in G's mouth, and G's like, "Got it!" And that's pretty much how G learns to create new real looking pictures out of just noise. I just hope my explanation wasn't too shitty for you. If it was, I'm sorry, I guess. So this is a sample code from TensorFlow tutorials. TensorFlow is so much. Not TensorFlow. This is a sample code from PyTorch, but the thing is, it's so much better than TensorFlow. Okay, I think I know enough to be able to start. Now I need a database of YouTube banners. This is gonna be hard to find. Maybe we can find like abstract textures. And I know 100% that this is not gonna work, because this is my first try. You gotta at least try 10 times for some hard concept like this to work. So, like, imagine if the computer is able to generate banners for your YouTube channel that actually look cool. That just sparks joy in my life. Like, I don't care how many times I tried to make it work. I just care about the end result. Wait, what? That is not. Is it Joe Rogan with hair? Huh, really funny. What the fuck is a DC GAN? In a DC GAN, there is D and G. They're neural nets. D is a neural network that uses CNN layers to turn the input image to 0s and 1s. But in the other hand, G is a neural net that uses transposed CNNs to turn noise into an image. But then you may ask, what the fuck is a transposed CNN? In a conventional CNN, a window convolves the image to produce a feature map. But that is old news. A transposed CNN exactly reverses this whole process to make an image out of a feature map. Dark mode activated. Boop! It's a moment of truth. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna. Come on, save the image, save. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? That thing is not a good. We went to the barber shop. It was located in Germany. I look like Charlie Chaplin. It's been such a hard day, but nevertheless, I'm here. We're about to make things work. Last night, I tweaked things a little bit after you left. I added the number of features, like I made it 512 feature, and I added the resolution. It made it crash. It actually made it work a little bit better. We have a lot more reading to do to actually make it work, because my knowledge of this What? Yo, what the fuck is that? What? I need to read this style GAN thing, which is the next step in GANs. Like the basic GAN is actually boring. So style GAN is state of the art. So yeah, I need to read how many pages? 12 pages? Then implement it. This is not a joke. I need to learn a lot more about GANs. Sorry. My code is just a mess. I think this is the most important paper, and if I understand this right, I can do things. Progressive growing of GANs. When it comes to GANs, in my opinion, this is the most important idea after the idea of GANs itself. But first, we need to talk about how neural networks learn. They use a technique called gradient descent. A gradient vector is a very nice vector that shows the direction in which the value of our function is moving. It doesn't matter if the function is 2D, 3D, or 256D. It just shows the direction of the movement in the function. So if you can come up with a function that tells you how bad your neural network is, otherwise known as a loss function, you just get the gradient of that function and you move your neural network in the opposite direction. Doing that makes your neural network learn or become better. Problem with gradient descent is that you know in which direction you have to move, but you don't know how much to move in that direction. So sometimes you overshoot and you go past the optimal point, and in going back towards it, you overshoot again and you go past it again, and you keep going back and forth and you never settle on the optimal point. So in our case, for example, G generates a picture and D says make it brighter, and G goes ahead and makes it brighter, but D says not that bright, make it darker. This goes back and forth and never settles. So a scientist from NVIDIA looked at D, then looked at G, then looked at himself, then said, "Ooh, I have a solution." Yeah, he thought G and D are too big. He thought that G and D must be tiny baby brains at first, and then progressively grow to their final size. But you might think, what does this have to do with our problem, you stupid dumb scientist from NVIDIA? Well, wait, As dumb as he might look, this idea is really genius. Suppose we have a GAN that wants to learn to generate something like this, but first it has to start with something really easier. Something like this. It first detects green from blue, which are two main features of the original picture, and this task, learning to detect this blue part and green part, is really easier than generating the whole ass image. And then it works with something like this, detects green, blue, and some white in some areas, and then it works with the more complicated image and learns to detect more features. And using this technique makes the learning process much more stable. It's like wanting to find the minimum of this function, but this function is too bumpy, so we smooth it out, and then we find the minimum of the smoothed out function. But it has a tiny error, so we add the resolution, and then we find the absolute minimum of the function, and we win. As simple as that. Yeah, baby. I hope now you understand why this idea is really genius.
I have a slight headache, my throat hurts, and I don't feel like... I feel down.
Okay guys, I'm back, and I had to deal with COVID, and I had to deal with my exams at the same time. Talk about being hyper-productive, man. I lost 3 kilograms on my body weight. I haven't been around for 3 weeks, and I don't remember my name, but what I do remember is that it would be so rewarding and it would be so fucking cool to have my channel banner generated by a computer. So, you paper, you better watch the fuck out, because I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay guys, I think it's ready.
Okay guys, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work this time. Boom, bada boom, biddy bam, biddy beam. It's training. Yo. This is so fucking exciting. What is gonna come out of this system? Is it gonna work? Because I spent so much time on this shit. I learned a lot, but I need some results, you know? Yo, look at that! How can I zoom in though? Like, does it zoom in? More? Whoa. It's a bunch of noise, but whoa. Let's let it run for a while, and then we'll come back and check out the samples after some while. I just woke up. So this is the last sample from last night. Let's go to 150,000. And this is another sample. And this is the last sample of 64 by 64. It already looks amazing. Like I can already use this for a banner.